Okay, friends. So can anybody tell me what they think this is? I need you to raise your hand.
A sunflower.
Hadley? Allie, sorry. What's another word for a flower? Raise your hand. Michael?
A plant.
A plant. Okay.
Are we gonna make a plant?
We might. I don't know. Can any of y'all raise your hand and tell me what you think the parts of a plant are?
Jace, what is this?
A root, and there's something inside of it, and there's something inside of it, and it's called the aroma.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Paisley, can you tell me what this part is called?
I got you.
Nice. Michael, can you tell me?
Leaf.
Michael. Nice job.
Raise your hand if you want to try. And Natalie, what's this part right here?
Michael, I got you. Leaf.
What did y'all call it earlier?
The
What?
petals.
Okay, but it's not a plant, but it's a
flower.
flower. So these are petals that are on the flower. Okay. Does anybody want to raise their hand and tell me what they think the function of the roots are? Hadley. Yeah, but
what do you think they do?
Function? What do you think they do for the plant?
I know.
They do help it grow. We're gonna let Jace help you out.
It helps the plant stay inside of the ground so it won't come up or anything, and it keeps it healthy.
That's right. What about you, Michael? What do you think?
It keeps the plant from falling over.
Mhm.
It's help to other dirt and
Gianna, can you sit down? I think you're blocking the whole camera. Oh, yeah. Please, will you sit on your bottom, please? Thank you. Back up even a little bit better. Thank you. So, yes, okay, so another function that the roots have, that's exactly right. One, it helps, like Jason Michael said, keep it in the ground. What do you think, Caleb?
It carries soil up to the flower so it could eat the soil.
That's right, it does. Okay, so just like y'all said, so the roots keep it grounded and stay in the ground so the wind don't blow it and animals don't knock it over. And then it also gets water and nutrients from the soil and brings it up to the stem and the leaves. Okay?
So if the water goes through the roots and goes to the stem, what do you think the stem does with that water?
It soaks it up to make
Raise
the
your hand.
aroma.
Raise your hand. Does anybody know if the roots bring the water to the stem, what does the stem do with that water and all the nutrients that it gets? Yes, Hadley.
It gets it and it feeds the plant.
Yeah, good job. So the stem brings it up to the flower and brings it to all the different parts of the flower so that it can still live.
Okay, who wants to tell me what the leaves do? This one can be tricky. Let's see if anybody knows it. Crewman.
When it rains, it sucks in the water to feed the plant.
It does kind of bring in a little bit of water, but what else could it bring in? What else do you think it might bring in? Let's see. Who hasn't answered?
Plant.
Avery, you haven't really answered.
Sunlight.
Sunlight, that's exactly right. So the leaves bring in the sunlight for the plant, and the plant needs sunlight and water, like we mentioned earlier, that the roots bring up to grow. Okay, so what about the flower part? What do we think that does? Natalie G. That's okay.
Who else thinks they know what the flower does?
Paisley Grace. Who knows what the flower does? Let me hear somebody that hasn't answered yet. Brady, what do you think the flower does? Can you see? Yeah, the flower does help the whole plant grow, but what do we think the flower does for the plant? All right, crew.
It's connected to that, and it makes that grow in the middle.
Okay, it does do that. All right, Avery, what do you think?
It helps grow.
Okay, it does in its own way. All right, what about you, Hads?
I know what the worms do.
The worms. We're talking about the
Bacon.
flower.
Yes, ma'am. Can I see Sarah Adams for just a moment?
Yes, ma'am. I'll send her up.
Thank you.
The worms help the plant.
Oh. I was like, which one?
Okay, yeah. There she is right there. Okay, so the flower actually helps make seeds that will reproduce. So reproduce means to make more
Like
flowers.
the seeds come out.
Yep, so the flower is going to make seeds that will come out and reproduce into more flowers. Okay, so we've kind of talked about it just a little bit. What do we think are things that the flower or the plant needs to survive? Hold on, raise your hand, raise your hand. I shouldn't hear anybody shouting out.
Avery.
All right, Jace.
It needs soil.
Mm-hmm. Another word for soil is nutrients. So that's like it's food. Like humans need food, plants need soil.
It needs
Hold on.
Raise
We're
your
just one at a time. Who else knows? We've talked about it just a little bit. We've hit on it a little bit.
It's hard.
Oh, not me.
It's hard.
No, you don't want
Can I get some
Let me
water?
see your hands. I know y'all know it. Somebody take a very good guess. Crewman.
After this lesson, can I
Water.
Water. It does need water. That's exactly right. And that goes in through the roots. All right, there's two more things. Somebody who thinks they know what it is. What about you, Michael? Seeds. That's what it makes. That's what the flower will make to make more plants. But what does this flower need to make those seeds? We've said, what have we said? Water, and we've said soil / nutrients.
Kayla. What do you think?
Sunlight.
That's right. It
Good.
needs sunlight. So we know that it needs some water. So we'll say this is a cloud. We can get that from what?
Rain.
Mm-hmm. What else could we get that from?
Sun.
Where else can we get the water from? To where? How do you water your plants? The
Yeah.
hose. Good. Yeah.
Okay, so we said we need sunlight. So we've got sunlight, water. We know we need soil down here. We got
Oil?
water.
Did you say oil or soil?
Soil. We've got the sun.
Did you say oil?
What is one more thing that we think that the plants might need? I've answered. I've called on Crew and Michael multiple times. Somebody else.
Some more hands.
Natalie.
It's hard.
Michaela, you're blocking me.
Yeah, that's where they get that from the soil. That's where they get their food. What about you, Ethan? Seeds. It does make seeds.
Think
So
about,
it does need a seed to even grow. Well, what does those seeds need to make it grow?
Think about you and what you need to stay alive and healthy.
Water.
We've said
We've
water.
said water.
We've got water, sun, soil, which is their
I got
food.
it. Air.
Air. That's
Air.
exactly right. They need air. Okay, so we're going to recap just a little bit. So what is this down here?
Stem.
These?
Roots.
Roots. Okay, somebody raise their hand and tell me what they think this is. Somebody raise their hand. Michael Light.
Leaves.
That's right.
Roots.
All right, somebody raise their hand. Somebody raise their hand and tell me what they think this is. Gianna.
The stem.
Damn, nice job.
Easy.
And this. Somebody tell me what this big thing is. Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Plant.
Sarah. The flower.
Petal.
Okay.
F-O.
All right, so now we're about to do our super fun.
E-R.
Super fun activity. So what we're gonna do is
I have a couple questions for y'all about this flower.
You have to dig down
So
both
what
of them.
What happens if you think it gets way too much water? What do we think happens? You think it'll die?
turn brown.
Okay, what if it doesn't get enough water?
It will die. It will die.
That's right. Okay, well, how did we say? We said it'll get water from a water hose and maybe rain. So is rain beneficial to our environment, do you think?
Yes.
Because why?
Because
Somebody raise their
it
hand and tell me
helps
why. Somebody raise their hand and tell me why.
Oh.
Caleb.
It helps plants grow.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And do you keep the flowers when you're planting
No.
something? Where do you put those?
In the garden.
In the garden.
Do you put them inside or outside?
Inside or outside. If you have a window by your
If
kitchen.
you put them inside, what do you have to put it by? Raise your hand. Raise your hand.
The window.
Crew.
A window.
A window. That's right. Because they have to get what?
Sun
That's
and
right.
water.
That's very right. Okay, so one thing we said we needed was what? And that the flower also needs air. So the flower actually gives off oxygen, which is what we need, right? That's very correct. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, when I say go back to your seats, okay? Will you go get those examples? Or I can get them. Okay. So we had our other first grade friends make these cool pictures, and this is what we're gonna get to do. So you've got, as I'm sure y'all have already seen, Gianna, that you've got objects on your desk, and you can make your flower with those objects. You can draw it if you want. You can use the foam or the construction
Whose
paper.
flowers are those?
And there's all kind of things on your desk to cut out. And there's tape, and you can get out your glue sticks and your scissors and your markers. And what I want you to do first I want you to make the flower, and I want you to label the parts of that flower, okay? So we should have 4 things that we labeled: the stem, the flower, the leaves, and the roots. Once you've made your
And the
flower, then you can add all the other things, like the things that it needs, which is what? Raise your hand and tell me.
Water,
Water's one.
food,
Which is soil. Paisley. What's the other one? Somebody tell me. She just said sunlight.
water.
Water. Okay. So,
air.
but first thing we're gonna do. What is the first thing we're gonna make?
Write your name.
Yes. The first thing we're gonna do is put our name. But what?
Air.
Raise your hand, somebody. The first thing we're gonna make. What is the first things we're gonna label?
Flower.
Right. We're gonna just do our plant. So we're
We
gonna.
have to make sure we label all the parts of it so that we know, okay?
And then after you've labeled the parts of your plant, then you're gonna label the parts that the plant needs. Okay. Okay, so if you need any help or you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand, and me and Miss Hope will be walking around and we'll help you guys. There's tape, because some of these objects might not glue down with your glue stick. And so if you need help with anything, just raise your hand and we will help, okay? So quietly go back to your seats. And then we're going to leave these examples up that our other first grade friends did.
Yeah. And you can make it look like whatever you want. Okay, go sit down again. Gianna, get over here.
Give me a second so you can finish that.
Okay, Wesley's gonna share his flower. Talk.
Brady, I need you on the carpet, please. It's time to come on the carpet.
You made up a name for it? A daisy. Ooh, so he made a daisy. That's cool.
Will you tell us one of the parts of your flower? Just name one of them and show it to everybody. You got to point to the leaves. Show everybody what the leaves are. Ooh,
Nice.
okay. 2 finger snaps and claps for Wesley.
I did it.
Okay, now we have Miss Abby. You made a daisy too. It's pink. Okay.
I made the leaf because I didn't want to.
That's
Show
fun.
everyone your picture.
Stop it, Brady.
Ooh.
I got it.
No, that is not stop. That
Did
is
you show
not
everybody your
necessary.
picture?
Come and have it. Stop.
Will you show us one of your
That
cool
did
parts
nothing
that
but
you
make a
made?
scene. Come and have a seat.
You
That
already
is
showed
not
us
now.
the leaves, so show us something else.
I hate this school.
2. Nope. 1.
Brady.
Popsicle.
No.
2. Awesome job. 2 finger snaps and claps for Abby.
Very nice. Okay, Michael, show everybody your picture and tell them one of your parts.
My part was
So you need to get
water
this
bucket,
Uh-huh.
and I made it out of construction, flat construction paper.
I like that. So you don't only get the, yeah, so you can see that you don't only get the water from the rain, you can get it from other ways as long as you're watering the plant. Can you show them your water pail? Isn't that cool?
That's how his plants get in the water. Okay, so 2 finger snaps and claps for Michael.
That's how mine is on here.
That's how you do yours?
Yeah, my papa
Oh, that's how he makes gardens? He does it with that?
You
That's
don't wanna share?
awesome. Okay, Natalie G.
I named my dad something, and it's
You
called.
named it what?
I named it something.
What'd you name it? Tell us what you named it.
Michael, put it down and come back to the carpet, please.
I named it.
Go ahead, tell us what you named it.
Emoji.
Ooh.
That's a rainbow, and it has an emoji.
That is
Okay.
so cool. So, okay, don't point anything out. We're gonna pick some friends to come look at Natalie's picture, and then you're gonna point out the parts that we ask you to on her picture, okay?
So raise
so
your
turn
hand
around
if you
here.
want to come point out a part.
Allie, can you come up here and point out the stem? Where did that? Yeah, good job.
Nice. Paisley, come point out the flower. Ooh, good job.
Ooh, she did a bunch of different.
Michaela, where's the roots? Her roots might be coming off, but they're on there.
That's the flower. Where are the roots? Where?
Right
the
there.
There you
Good
go.
job,
There's
yep.
her roots. Awesome. Okay, so somebody raise their hand and tell me one of the 4 things that a plant needs to survive. And show me either on yours that you have in your lap or on a friend's, if you don't have yours still, where it is on your picture. Michael, the sun. Okay. Brady, you're sitting nice and quiet for me. What's one of the things a plant needs to survive?
Water.
Water.
Can you
Good.
show that on somebody?
Can you show me where water is on the board?
Yeah, on the board.
How it's getting water, one of the ways?
By a phone.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
What's another way it could get water?
By rain.
By rain, exactly. Okay, there's one more thing. What else does it, or 2 more things? Kayla. Soil.
And what's the soil like to humans? What does it do for the plant?
Somebody said it, but raise your hand, raise your hand. Michael.
Miss Akins.
Food.
Like it's just like
our
Brady,
food.
sit down.
Okay.
Good
Miss
job.
Akins.
And one
Wait,
last
sheet.
thing, what does a plant need? Michaela. It does, it has leaves, but what does it need? Help her out, Paisley. Air, that's
Good
right.
job.
Okay, friends, I'm super proud of you guys. Do any of y'all have any questions? Do you have any cool questions? What about you, Michaela?
Back here. I don't know if they want to do this.
You did make that son. That's so awesome.
That's really cool.
All right, friends. Well, I'm super proud of you guys, and I just love these pictures. I think in the near future, Miss Akins and Miss Hogan and I are going to try to get those on the board outside for all your friends in the school to see. So if you have, make sure your name is on your
Is
thing,
this our construction paper
and I
too?
hope that you have labeled it. And thank you guys so much.
Make sure that you put all your pictures on the back table, okay? In a stack on the back table. Okay.
Nice, nice. Okay, so if you haven't done so already, make sure your name is on your paper, Brady. Make sure your name is on your paper and go put it on table 1. You don't have to stack it if you don't want to stack it. You don't want it out there? Okay.
All right, friends, so grab our paper and put it on the table.